Alright, so in this video I'm gonna show you how to recreate this cool vector animation. I've seen it in one of Iman Gadget's editor's video and I thought let's just recreate it. Now if you want the project file and the assets for this video, you'll find them in the link in the description, and if you want to master video editing even better, follow me on Twitter and keep an eye on this channel since I'm gonna come up with way more tutorials in the future, and also I'm gonna dive deep into my strategy of landing clients as a video editor. Just gonna cut the fluff and jump straight into it. So obviously we're just hopping into After Effects and creating a new composition. I'm importing the files, so there are keys and the vector. First of all, let's include the vector into the composition, and as you see, the colors are not the same. So what we're going to do is just give some color to this guy. Let's go to Effects and Presets, choose Gradient Ramp for a wider choice of colors, and just going to stick to this cool bluish color. I don't know, let's say this. We're gonna do the same with almost everything. As you can see, there are these gray lines, so I included these into this vector since I'm going to use them as an expression of their face and just as shadows, so we give a bit of contrast to his face. So we're gonna stick to a darker color. As you can see, it's really sharp, so let's mask out this shape, feather it. I pressed F for feathering and also Q for creating this mask. And we're gonna make sure that the edge isn't as sharp. So let's play a bit with it. Seems pretty fine. I'm just gonna stick to a darker blue. What I'm gonna do is copy the mask and also the effect at the same time and just paste it to the nose and to the eyebrows. I'm gonna leave it like this so its edge is a bit sharp, really looks cool, as well with the eyebrows. I'm gonna press F for playing a bit with feathering this mask. Alright, looks really cool. Next is play a bit more with the color of the hand. I named each layer, so this is hand shadow, so we're gonna get a darker color for it. Basically playing around with colors and how everything is. It's a bit too dark. Let me do it a bit more bluish. We got the base colors. What I'm gonna do is play a bit with how the colors are placed. So I'm gonna just move this, and as you can see, the gradient moves as well. I'm gonna do the same with the head. Next is separate the hand from the body. I'm gonna just give it a label. I don't know, purple. So what I'm gonna do now is mask out the hand from the body so it won't be that weird. What I recommend you to do is whenever you're masking out whatever you're talking about, shapes, videos or anything, just put the resolution to full or just stick with automatic or better results. Alright, as you can see, the body is separated but we don't see the hand. So what we're gonna do is select the body, plus Command D or Control D on Windows and press M and invert the mask. As you can see, there's a kind of line. So what we're gonna do is go to the layer that is the body, go to mask and expand the mask by 1 or even 1.5. What I'm gonna do next is create a composition for both the body and the hand. So as you can see, we can move both at the same time. So what I'm gonna do is do this cool effect with the keys. How I found these images of the keys was simply I went to an AI image generator. I personally use Midjourney, and I basically use these prompt images of a key, realistic vector style, and I got this image, got into Photoshop and masked out some keys. Personally, I masked out 6, which is gonna get them into the composition. I'm gonna have to arrange to be in the same positions, rotate it, and get their heads, or what is it called, this part, same size. So like this isn't on the same size. What I'm gonna do is press S for scale, uncheck this and put a minus in front of the first value. Now what I'm gonna do is place the keys like the guy is holding them. Now whenever we're scaling it, because of the keys not being the same value, it looks really weird as you can see here. So I'm gonna press Command Option Shift Y to create a null object, or Ctrl Alt Shift Y for Windows. I'm gonna select the keys, link them to the null object, and I'm gonna place them till they look. Next, what I'm gonna do is shorten the length of the keys on the time frame. Select them from the 6th to the 1st, right click, Keyframe Assistant, Sequence Layers, and let's see how it looks. Alright, it's a bit weird and this isn't on the same side, so I'm gonna do the same thing as used with the previous one. It's a bit slow, so I'm gonna shorten the length of them, do the same, looks cool to me. What I'm gonna do is duplicate so we can make the animation longer, and It's like a loop of the keys changing. As you can see, I'm gonna do the same, make it around 8 seconds long. Now, as you can see, the hand isn't holding the keys. What I'm gonna do is compose this hand, Command D or Control it, duplicate it, get it in front of this, and I'm gonna mask out the fingers so it will look like the hand is holding the keys. Looks cool to me. The keys in the animation, they have a kind of glow effect. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna compose the keys, go to effects and presets and choose deep glow. It's an effect you can buy for, I don't know, $50. As you can see, the keys are changing, they're glowing, so looks pretty fine to me. We have basically the base effect, but for now, nothing's moving except the keys. So what I'm gonna do, select the body first, gonna choose this puppet position tool, select the head and mark out the bottom part. And what I'm gonna do is press U to see the keyframes. Gonna move a bit further. Let's move the head a bit. I'm gonna do the same and move the head to the right side. Wait, so we have this line. It's not a problem. We're gonna go to the base position of the animation and put some puppet pins to this part. So this part will move, it will stay in the same place basically. But as you can see, there's still a line. So put one more pin, all right? And also what we can do is move the body layer above the hand layer and move the hand layer a bit on the right side like this, and also make sure that the hand isn't too low so you can see this separation part. The head is moving. We have the two keyframes. What I'm gonna do is select the two keyframes, copy paste them. So we have this head animation, select the keyframes, right click and easy ease them, or you can just press F9. When it comes to moving the hand, press P for position and Shift plus R for also showing the rotation. But we have to move this anchor point to his top part of the shoulder. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna raise his hand like this. We can just play with the rotation and that's it. Alright, as you can see, we can move it now a little bit down, a little bit up. We can easy ease this part. Now I'm gonna use this slow for the first keyframe. So as you can see, it's smooth, looks really cool, moving his hand. So it seems pretty cool to me, to be honest. What I'm gonna do now is create this cool light effect and also create the background. First is right click, new, solid, whatever color you want to choose, because we're gonna add over this solid layer a gradients ramp to create this blue with black background. And what I'm gonna do is press S for scale and expand horizontally this layer. I'm gonna show you a bit later on why I did this. What I'm gonna do now is press Q for creating a rectangle. I'm gonna choose a solid white fill, create this kind of shape in this way. I'm gonna go to align and do it in the middle, play a bit with how the shape comes out. So I'm gonna just go to this rectangle path and convert to Bezier path. It's basically like a mask. Select the top two parts, like first the right part, and just move it to the middle. So what I'm gonna do is go to the start of it and move the bottom part also to the middle and make it really invisible. What we can also do is press Shift S, create a keyframe, get it a bit further and uncheck this and get this to 0. Alright, but it looks weird because anchor point is there. So what I'm gonna do is press Y and move the anchor point, and also pressing Command and getting it to the middle of the rectangle. So it goes like this, the light comes out. But let's play a bit with how this light looks. So I'm gonna get it a bit wider on the top side and also on the bottom. Make sure you fill the whole composition so you don't have empty parts. Also here, also on the top way. Make sure on the first keyframe you do this as well, because you know the keyframes are moving. Alright, so I have a bit of struggle with moving this. So what I'm gonna do is just scale a bit up this rectangle and it fills the whole screen. Let's see how it looks. Let's make it a bit smoother so the scale is taking a bit more. Seems cool to me. Also, as you can see, the light is a bit going wiggly. So what I'm gonna do is just give it a wiggle-rama effect and play a bit with how everything goes, since we can make it a bit too shaky. Scale it a bit up, so if the rectangle is a bit too rotated, it may not fill the whole screen. Just gonna go to this keyframe of the scale, check this and get to 102, something similar, and it's cool. Select the hand and the body, compose it by pressing Command-Shift-C or Control-Shift-C on Windows, and I am going to duplicate this guy and I'm gonna mask both to this light. So as you can see, the guy is appearing only with the light, but the other parts are invisible. So what I'm gonna do is go to the last layer and press this. So as you can see in the animation, where the light isn't directed on the guy, his skin color is a bit whiter. So what I'm gonna do is just get a tint. I'm gonna get this white, something like bluish like this. As you can see, the key isn't highlighted and it doesn't look well. So what I'm gonna do is just mask this, press F to feather this, duplicate the layer and select inverted, but the key is still gray because the animation is still on the layer. So I'm gonna just press E and select the effect and delete it. So as you can see, the light is coming out, everything is moving smoothly, but the light isn't really visible. So what I'm gonna do is select this mask layer, duplicate it, move this beyond everything except the background, make it visible, play with fill and give it a gradient. As you can see in the animation, the gradient is yellow. So what I'm gonna do is get both colors to yellow, maybe even the same color, but on the last color, get to opacity and move it to 0. So it looks like this, maybe a bit more yellowish since it's a bit too goldish. Everything's running smoothly. Everything looks really cool in my opinion. What I'm gonna do is add a bit of deep glow to this light that is visible, play a bit with its exposure, seems really cool. As you can see in the animation I made, the camera is moving a bit, so what I'm gonna do is just press again Command Option Shift Y to create a null object, link everything to the null, and with the null object is press P, Shift S, Shift R to reveal the position, scale and rotation, create the keyframes, move them a bit further away, but wait, first of all, get the scale to 105, 110. 110 looks cool. Goes like this, get the beginning, move the position a bit down and make sure the vector isn't coming out so you can see the empty part. Go like this, gonna just easy ease this keyframe with flow, make it a bit longer so it's more smooth. Also one more thing that I did is zoomed into the hand holding the key. So what I'm gonna do is Command A to select everything, Command Shift C to create the composition, and once this position from the null object, this position animation is done, I'm gonna just press Command Shift D, so we're gonna separate how the layers are. Again, get to position, scale and rotation, close up the composition, try to center it to the key. As you can remember, I told you to get the background a bit wider. This is why I told you. As you can see here, you can tell the difference that there's the background and here's nothing. So what I'm gonna do to get to the composition, press Command K and get its width a bit longer. So like this. As you can see now, this empty space was filled since the composition is wider. And what I'm gonna do is get this a bit to the left side and now to the right. So this is how the animation came out to be. I hope I gave you some valuable insight on how I created this animation. Don't forget, the assets and the project file will be in the description. If you learned something new in this video, please do leave a like, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to follow my Twitter. So with all this said, I hope you will have a good day. Take care.